So next on we have we have a question. Crowdfunding in India, does it work? And we have two guys, Hemanshu and Rishi, who will tell us their stories about how the story has gone for them.
And this is the last session, right?
Yes, the two sessions.
So that's the answer to you.
No problem. So, hello guys, I'm Hemanshu. I'm one of the co-founders of Diabeto. And how it all started with us is when my partner, whose father is a diabetes patient for more than 30 years and is insulin dependent, one day he lost his file. And he lost his file, and his doctors couldn't track the data because they didn't have any backup in the hospital. And because of the insulin, there needs to be a calculation on the blood sugar levels. So which is why the data was very important. And we figured out that there is a huge problem there. And which is why what we did is we made this small little bird, which is a Bluetooth hardware device, which wirelessly transfers your reading from multiple different glucometers into a mobile app. And from the mobile app, it then transfers all your readings into a cloud where your medical practitioners or your doctors can receive your reports on a real-time basis. So we reached this far, but we didn't know how to make money. And of course, we didn't have the money to produce this because बेचना है तो पहले बनाना तो पड़ेगा. So what we did was we went for crowdfunding, and eventually we raised $17,000 in 45 days. And so it was a very good thing and a bad thing for us. It was like a market research for us. It basically gave us a lot of learnings. We figured out that our entire revenue system is not B2C, it is more B2B. Because of this campaign, we've got a lot of inquiries from medical institutions who wanted to track their entire population of diabetes patients. In other countries like in UK and US, it's the government who actually pays for your glucometer or for your medicines. It's the insurance which basically covers up everything for you. So people wanted this free, but of course we had to make money, so we had to sell it. But we eventually got in touch with the insurance people, and they did like our idea. And we are in talks with them now to make this available for free. And instead of the patients bearing the money for this device, it's the government who will be giving us the money. So during our crowdfunding campaign, we also realized what our markets were. We figured out that maximum number of monies came from United States, of course, because they are very open to new ideas. They want to, empower people who are coming out with new solutions and different things. And UK was the second, third was Germany, and I'm very disappointed with India though. We got only $500 odd from India, because we got a lot of calls from people asking us that I want the device, but do you have it ready? Can you ship it to me tomorrow? We were like, no, we need the money. This is like a pre-order campaign. You have to give us the money first. We'll use that money for a production run, and then we'll be able to deliver it to you. So how did the campaign perform for us? We achieved our goal of $10,000 in the first week itself. And after that, it started trickling down. But we did achieve our goal, and we raised around $17,000. We did an intensive study on figuring out how crowdfunding really works. We spent 6 months in making a kick-ass video. We actually bought a camera and learned photography ourselves, and we started doing product shoots, and we went to different places and put this bird at different locations and figured out how to do photography. We were also engaged into evaluating costs for manufacturing, packaging, shipping, etc., because these are the things that you need to be very sure of before you go for a crowdfunding campaign. We were also studying other campaigns, what worked for them, what didn't work for them, and we tried putting a plan together for ourselves. And we also started looking at people who actually need this, because you need to empower those people. Those are your main customers, and they will basically evangelize your product, and later on they will spread the word for you. And also setting up the page, the campaign page for Indiegogo was a huge task, because you don't really finalize your page till the last moment, moment when your campaign goes up live. So there are basic 5 questions that you need to ask yourself before you go for a crowdfunding campaign. Why crowdfunding? For us, it was we didn't have the money for manufacturing, so this was the only solution. All the VCs that we went to wanted traction, but if we want traction, we have to push this product into the market. Otherwise, no traction at all. You need to know that you are ready for the launch. You need to know that your product is manufacturer ready. So we spent almost 2.5 years in making this product manufacturer ready, because we had to make this compatible with around 28 different kinds of glucometer which are available in different parts of the country. And also, which crowdfunding platform you need to choose is a very big question, because for us, we being a medical device, we were not allowed to do it on Kickstarter. So we again did like a small study and figured out that the second best platform was Indiegogo, and we had to go with it. What should be your target? Again, this is a very important question, because you need to be very honest to yourself, and you need to know that what is that minimum amount that you need for your product launch. Like, I can aim for maybe $1 million, but I'm not eventually going to get it, because if I put $1 million up on my crowdfunding page, people are going to think that I am very greedy. But I need to be very honest with myself, and I need to put up the minimum amount. So we put $10,000 as our as a goal, and which is why we achieved it in a week's time. So what we did is we also figured out our real fans, people who could actually, take this out to other people. So we shipped a few Diabetos, few samples to people all over the world, so that they can show it to their friends who are diabetic, or people whom they know are diabetic, and spread the word for us. The most important thing we did was the thunderclap. This platform is, I don't know how many people are familiar with it, but you can create a campaign here and make your crowdfunding campaign or any fundraising campaign viral. This helps you to blast a number of tweets and a number of Facebook shares on one particular day. So you need to ask your friends, family, people who can support your campaign here, and you can go trending in just one day. It was very difficult to even advertise for diabetes, because diabetes is a very niche category. So we had to find really right places to target it. On Facebook, we did interest-based targeting, which is why we could get some interest out of people. On Reddit, there are multiple subcategories, like we could find diabetes and crowdfunding as subcategories, but diabetes did really work for us. Diabetes, there was a lot of interest in people, a lot of tech people who were saying that we want this to be open source. So we actually made this open source, so that there is a whole lot of community building which can happen on top of it, and not just our small team working on it. So we made this open source, and a lot of people are now trying to make this as an adapter for different medical devices and not just for diabetes. And of course, Google is something that you cannot run away with. You have to advertise on Google, because people search, and you need to convert your demand into supply. StumbleUpon was also a very interesting platform for us. So these are the few places we advertise. And for the PR, of course, I referred to Mr. Alok's, the article about PR for startups. And we used that as a case study, and thank you, sir. You can reach me at Hemanshu at Diabeto, and these are my contact details.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
So Rishi is on next from Bombay Cap Sessions.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm Rishi Kartik. So if you see my title, it's Rishi Kartik, working title under consideration. Why I write that is that I don't consider as a founder, creator, director, editor. I've done everything and I'm doing everything. So when you think about it, it's like you are never into one zone or one space or wherever you're. It's like when I'm asking for money for somebody or for myself, I'm doing the marketing, I'm trying to sell myself. Which when I'm trying to direct it, I'm trying to do different things. So it's never like a proper title that I have got. And I came up with Bombay Cap Sessions. Now, what is Bombay Cap Sessions? Bombay Cap Sessions is a music series inside a cab, which is shot live. How many of you have heard of Bombay Cap Sessions? Apart from the post which was posted by Asha, that there is a crowdfunding thing. Okay, so very few number. So, okay, why I say is why I've written what do I do? I'm a story seller, not a teller. Because we all are trying to sell ourselves right now. Or everyone is trying to sell our stories, we have done this, we have done that. So I'm trying to sell my story of Bombay Cap Sessions. How it started. First of all, dearth of good music, which you can see in India, the kind of music that we're listening to. I'm sure you are like Yo-Yo, Honey Singh and all kind of fans over here. But if you see actual music, there is no good stuff which is happening. Plus the traffic in Mumbai. Now when I'm traveling in Mumbai, from the place where I live to where I work, is like putting in perspective for people in Gujarat, it's like traveling from Baroda to Ahmedabad. That takes me every day, to and fro. So, what do you do in that kind of time? Most of the people are you have pirated stuff, all downloaded stuff, all on your mobiles and everything, or your iPads or everything. You're listening to it, you're doing that. But there is nothing original happening. Now that after so many years, there is something called TVF Qtiapa which has come. There is a channel called Being Indian. So people are trying to develop original content. There is a lot of scope for original content in this country. But what we are trying to do is rehash and retag and trying to how to sell other people's stuff is not the intent, and it shouldn't be the intent. So the idea came up on a drunken night. People were sitting we were in a car. There were a few friends of mine strumming music, and we were trying to record it, and everything was going crazy. So the idea came from there. Why not get artists to perform live inside a moving cab? The idea was crazy. People were when we spoke to certain people, when we spoke to a certain artist, they were not sure how to go about it, how to do it. But still, there were a few people, few crazy people who were willing to push that envelope. So that's how we started figuring out how to get money for this, because nobody wants to put money on a web series. So the best idea was to put it on a crowdfunding campaign. Now again, for the choice of the platform is very important, as Hemanshu said. On an Indiegogo or on a Kickstarter, crowdfunding campaigns of a region from India, any Indian thing, doesn't work, because people are always looking for there are two types of. We as Indians are ROI loyalists. मुझे क्या मिलेगा वापस? What is my return of investment? So the thing is, if I'm putting something on a crowdfunding campaign like a Diabeto, it's a really great concept. It's a unique product. But if I'm saying something as a Bombay Cap Sessions is a web series, so what are you getting in return? Nobody is getting anything in return. If I'm telling you that I'll give you this T-shirt, I'm giving you this, I'm giving you that, nobody is going to buy that for a web series. But if I'm telling you that, listen, I'm selling you something, and in return, Image Reshamya is going to come and perform at your place, people will be still excited to see that topi around. So the thing is that there are two types of ROIs, tangible and intangible. As Diabeto is like tangible, there is something product in hand, so people will be still willing to invest or put money in it. But for something as if on a crowdfunding platform like a web series, nobody is willing to put money. So what we did, the campaign of what not to do came in, is like we started looking for money. And we started like pitching out to friends, and we started looking for like families and contacts and everything. But the thing was, we were always looking for like, like this over here it says, mere Karan Arjun kab aayenge. We are always like, looking for that moment, and we are looking for that opportunity. But the thing is, we shouldn't be doing that. We should just like, start going out, like, going towards the people, asking them to do it. Like, I have like a few friends who were like, हाँ कर दूंगा. I said, nahin, take my phone, put your money right in. Even if you have to bug people around, do that, because as if you're trying to sell something to somebody, you have to be shameless, as what Alok sir said. And the thing is, you have to like, once you know what you want to do, you have to stop daydreaming. Okay, if I do this, I'll go into that context, I'll do this, I'll do that. Just start doing it. And the best possible thing you can do is to customize, localize the content or whatever you're trying to sell it to a person. As in the case of Diabeto, I mean, I'm sure over here there are so many people who have at least one person in the family who is suffering from diabetes. So, that kind of a thing, if there is a product like that, and if there is a video or if there is some kind of a thing which is made which helps that person out, so eventually people are going to like, make something out of it, think something that, it is not just for everyone else, it is going to be useful for me also. So our target was to raise like 1,50,000, but we raised around 1,07,000, which is still good. But the best thing that happened was the open house session that happened in over here in June, the June open house session that happened. After that, Ola Cabs got in touch with us. They thought the idea was really good and they wanted to do something about a different kind of a branded content. So the best thing that happened was that Ola came in touch with us, and the whole thing, apart from crowdfunding, we got fully funded. So the whole thing got funded with the help of crowdfunding, but apart from that, it's the thing is you have to put out whatever you want to do, what you're trying to do is you have to put it out. The challenge is over here in India is there is no way that everyone knows about crowdfunding. Like first of all, I had to start from my home. So the first thing is when I'm telling my parents what is crowdfunding, they're always like, so you're asking for money. Basically, you're asking for money from your friends and family. So I told this to like a niece of mine, and she's like, this is what I do for Helpage India also. I go from house to house and I'm like, uncle. So the thing is, the concept of crowdfunding is very new to India, and we need to educate people around us. Like as entrepreneurs, we have to be like, it starts from home. So if we start from our home, it will spread around, because what you tell your parents are going to like add 2-3 things in it, and then they will tell other people. Another thing is to identify influencers. There are like certain things when you are trying to make something, there are always like 10 or 20 people who will be like, trying to get on board, who will try to get you down, that this is not working, this is not there, you should try and do this. So it's always better to identify those people and then try to work your things around them. What worked for us is we started a campaign on Facebook where we were calling for artists who wanted to perform with us. So in that, what happened is when we identified which are the artists who are going to perform for us, so every artist has certain kind of a following. So with that, what it helped is we got a number of following. We appealed to those followers also. We appealed to the artists. The artists started trying to spread the word around. So, and another thing was curiosity. Now, what did not work for Bombay Cap Sessions over a crowdfunding platform was the platform itself. Crowdfunding in India is still at a very initial stage, and for an intangible product, there is like much scarcity of people trying to trying to get people excited about it. Like if I am asking you over here, how many of you will go on the crowdfunding platform and start fund for Bombay Cap Sessions? Any hands? People into music.
You have Yo-Yo Honey Sing like songs over there.
Rishi.
So that's it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Hi.
we need to do our group photo. Alok will give out autobiography of a yogi to people who would like to carry a copy.
So-
There are tea and snacks outside. Yeah.
A quick-
so there's
a quick
still
thank you,
lot of
Rasha.
stuff, happening.
Yes, a quick thank you to Skin Mantra for being our laptop skin partners. That's your calling them. Yes. So the next on the agenda is we'll have our group photo here. Yes, and then Alok will distribute the book. He'll just talk about it a bit.
So the book, Autobiography of a Yogi, will be given out. What we'll do is after the photograph, those who want it can just line up orderly. I'll keep handing it over. This is the book that Steve Jobs read all his life. I think it's an awesome book, and it's all for you without any obligation. Just come. We'll take a photograph because we want to create a world record of people with the book. We've given away about 2,500, and hopefully we'll do another 5,000 soon.